Yep. Oh, okay. All right. So the last video I put out, we were doing hoop and javelin, and I just had some hickory bark laying around, but I figured I should show people how to do it, right? How to peel bark. You want to do it in the springtime, like all the barks of all the plants really peel real well in the spring. And hickory bark is no exception. You gotta wait till the leaves, the old way that they used to say was wait till the leaves are about the size of a squirrel's ear, and then you can start peeling bark. So here's some hickory bark. You can use any hickory bark, any hickory tree. You can use this is shagbark hickory, or you can use smooth bark, pig nut, mocker nut, whatever you want to call it. I use I made these bark spuds to help, because it'll really cut up your hands if you're trying to peel it. And I use just a knife. I'll use an X-Acto knife for a, what do you call it, box cutter. And essentially, I'm gonna score it, slice it down the center here, and once I slice it, then up here, I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna start to separate it, pop it from the base, and then I'll start sliding and peeling it all the way down. All right. And the reason why I peeled off in one piece, because then I could lay it flat, and then I can start cutting strips, nice even strips with my X-Acto knife, and then you get consistent pieces of bark. You can get nice consistent strips of bark, either to make baskets or to lace up the hoop and javelin, or you can make a new bottom to a chair, caning a chair out of hickory bark. There's lots of uses for it. I use it mainly for the making elm bark baskets and attaching the rim. That's my main use. So okay, so check it out. Just a couple of tools, and we'll get started here. Alright, so there's my bark. Beautiful hickory bark. We could do also with this is make a rattle even, but I'll do that in the next video. I'll show you how to make a rattle. But for now, this is going to turn into strips for making baskets and the rims. The next step will be to cut it into strips and then split it in half. Okay, so I peeled the bark off the hickory tree, and now what you want to use is the inner bark of the hickory to do all your work. So this exterior bark has to come off, and you can do it in a couple ways. Like I could do it by cutting strips out now at the width I need, with my X-Acto or my box cutter, and then split it, or I can clean it all right now with a draw knife and then cut my strips. Either or, whatever. I'm going to show you this way. just take it and put it into the draw knife horse, or if you have a clamp it on the end of a table, and then I clean it off. So just give me a second here, and you can see how far down. I'm gonna come in tight and then look at the actual bark removal. So right about that depth is where you want to be, like that. And it shows all the awesome sinews of the tree, you know. You don't want to go too deep because obviously it'll cut right through the bark. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go like this all the way around it. When I'm done, I'll show you. We'll take it out to the table and I'll cut it into strips. Okay, it's gonna take me about a good hour to do this, but it's in the end it makes a nice finish. All right, I'm back after cleaning off all the heavy bark on the hickory, so you can see the inside is nice and smooth, and then the outside bark is just cut off. I used my draw knife to clean it all up, and I thought about this, that I should explain. I made these wooden bark spuds. A spud is S-P-U-D, and I like them when you're using or making bark because it doesn't damage the bark. So like there's a type of metal bark spud that loggers use, and it's really just designed to get the bark off. They don't care about the bark, they want to get rid of it, but we want to save it because I'm going to be using all of that tree really. So my wooden spud, I got a couple of them here. This is for a smaller tree. It's got more of a curve, so it curves around the tree, you know, close to the wood, and the soft back doesn't like hurt the bark as you're pushing it around. It's just nice and gentle. And then this one is for a bigger, obviously a bigger tree, you know, something like that. And I use it to slide it in. You saw how I did it. But then I can also bang it with my hand and push it in, and it's just really great if you're making things with bark all the time. It's a good thing to have. So this is the inside of the hickory. I'm going to put this aside, but I'm going to save it because we use it to make split it out to make basket rims and bent wood handles. And if anything is like, there might be some good pieces here for other projects, but mostly it'll be for ash baskets. Well, I'll use it for hickory baskets too, and elm baskets for the rim, the strong rim. Okay, so put this over here. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna cut this into strips, and I'll show you. I don't measure anything out. I just kind of go for it, and I kind of go in the center, and I just use my razor blade. You want to come on in here and see. It's really easy. And now I can start to cut whatever width if I'm going to make a basket, I may want to, you know, I may have a specific width I'm going to use, but for the rims on, or the lashing the rims on the elm bark basket, it only has to be like that thick, let's say, you know. And so I just kind of go all the way down, and there we go. Hickory bark is wonderful because once you make your material, you can store it and let it dry, and when you go to use it again, you just soak it in some water, some hot water, warm water, and it only takes like 4 minutes, and it's back to being nice and soft and usable. And yeah, you can use it for all kinds of jobs. So Nyawa, talk to you again sometime.